tell us about Arekkz Gaming as such, because it's not just yourself. There's actually a few of you.
So there are 4 of us. So it started way back in 2000. Well, it actually started before 2013 because we initially. So it was myself and 269, who we both we went to university together. So we've known each other since then.
You were gaming at uni together, I presume.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's how I sort of like I met 26. It's kind of sort of like funny because I've always been like a really organized person in everything that I do. But my very first day of university, like this is a big thing. It's my first day at uni, right? You think, you got
your new shoes on,
exactly right.
Your best jacket and shirt.
I had my lumberjack shirt. Like I had like a.
Mate,
this
is for you today. This is for you, man.
Exactly right.
This is for you.
So it's great. So you think, Mr. Organised on his first day is going to be great. He'll be at class on time. I forgot my planner, so I didn't know where I need to be. So I went to the reception, and then 26 was standing behind me. So it's funny because people often think like on YouTube they sort of see this persona. I'm kind of a shy person. So I'm standing in this line and I'm like, here's my chance to. My brother had always given me these words on like, here's how to like make friends at university, here's how to like talk to people. So I was like, this person standing behind me, I turned around, I was like, so what games do you like?
You just, I love you. Because a lot of conversation it will either be, so football, you talk about football, or you say, what games are you into?
Exactly,
and there you go.
And then it was kind of the simple, silly questions like, why are you doing a gaming course and things like that. Yeah, but basically, I just started talking to Matt, and then obviously we then kind of went off to our classes because it turned out he'd also left his like planet behind, and then we sort of
biggest thieves.
Exactly right, exactly. So we became sort of like friends from there, and then. Obviously from that point, because back then I was, I'm still like a massive Nintendo fan, but back then I played on basically exclusive Nintendo and PlayStation. So he told me to get an Xbox 360, and then throughout university we also used to like play games together. Anytime we were doing coursework, we would sit on Xbox Live, and Xbox Live became like before Discord or before Skype. Xbox Live was like our chat platform. So we chat there to work, we chat there to game. So that's kind of like how I met 26. And obviously when we left university, we went to work at Microsoft, and then when we were at Microsoft, 26 had this idea to start a YouTube channel. Like it's all like we've been there sort of like since the start. And while obviously the channel is called Arekkz Gaming, the reason for that is just because when we first started, we weren't sure we were going to do anything from it. It was literally Microsoft had a games library, and we were like, well, we can borrow games here. We might as well just do something.
Were you testing games at Microsoft? What was your kind of role?
So we started off working as game testers for Forza Horizon. So it's actually kind of lucky because the catch-22 sort of for the gaming industry is that normally you need to work on a AAA game to be able to get in. So the fact that our first game was a AAA title was really cool.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then like during my time at Microsoft, I did that for about 18 months, and I moved into producer role on Soho when Xbox One was launching for the video platform for that. So that was the time there. But when we were testing, so we had this games library, and at first, I just had my own YouTube channel, just like anyone does. When you're browsing YouTube, you just kind of call it whatever, right? Yeah. So that was just Arekkz, and we just used to upload like raw gameplay. One of the weirdest things that kind of went really well was, do you remember a game called Asura's Wrath?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So every single chapter of that game was broken down into this almost perfectly timed like 20-minute anime episode. So people would watch the chapters like they were anime. So we just uploaded the entire playthrough purely raw as different episodes. And bear in mind, this was a brand new channel with like zero commentary, not even thumbnails or titles.
Just the game. The game.
And each of the videos got like 100, 200,000 views because people just watched it like animes.
Wow,
right?
that's
which
incredible.
Is crazy. Yeah. But in this time, obviously we didn't know what we were going to do. So it was just like on the Arekkz channel. But then when we started to realize that this is something we were going to try and build, we started again as Arekkz Gaming. So we built a new channel. And the only reason that we kept it sort of that name was because at the time it was like 26 had a lot of the ideas, but he didn't really have any particular desire to like be on the front. He was more sort of like I always like to kind of sort of call it like he was like the brains and I was like the brawn. Like I would kind of make some of the videos, he'd have a lot of the ideas and sort of work things out. So that's kind of how it started.
Great, okay.
And then, obviously fast forward to when I moved to Soho, obviously I used to kind of like juggle that because we both sort of like, for the first 3 years or so, we both juggled like making a YouTube channel and working at Microsoft. So, he moved up to a software test engineer role. So he moved like pretty sort of senior on the testing front. He was working on Forza Horizon 2, other games like Quantum Break and different things like that. So he, worked through quite a lot of stuff. Meanwhile, I was over in Soho doing their video stuff. So it's almost like I was doing YouTube-like content at Microsoft and then going home and doing my own YouTube content, which was, it was cool. Kind of a interesting sort of clash. But then fast forward 18 months after that, and then when they were kind of making the shift to sort of Windows 10, like the US team took more control over the stuff, so they basically sort of didn't have a need for our team, so we kind of got made redundant. And that was the point where I decided to try and go full-time, because it was that weird thing where we wanted to try and go full-time on YouTube, but we'd never really it's like a risk, to take something like a job like Microsoft, which was quite secure, to go, I'm going to abandon this and try and do it on YouTube was just
it was
it's
a
crazy.
huge leap of faith, isn't it?
Yeah,
really?
exactly. But the fact that my hand was forced, I was like, well, I'm going to try. So basically the way that it worked out was like, I'm going to try for a year, see where this goes. If it works, cool. If not, then I'll go and look for something else. And luckily it did work.
Yeah.
And then because I think I went full time at 14,000 subscribers, which, you know, I wouldn't normally have done. And then by the end of that year, we managed to hit 100,000, which was kind of quite a good growth in that. That's obviously partly thanks to Destiny. And then shortly after that, you know, at the end of that year, 2.6 then left Microsoft and we both went on full time, and we carried on for, I think, another like year and a half or so. And then during that time, 2.6 tried different things. In fact, the very first year that he left, he spent time in the background making games, because that was another thing that he wanted to do. So, you know, he spent time building a mobile game, you know, doing the programming. We obviously got like artists to kind of do art for us and stuff. And although he got like working prototypes up, we realized that at that time it's like, we don't have the money to invest in this to kind of really get it to where it needs to be. Right. So that kind of dream got shelved. So at that point, he then started looking into, you know, he started doing a few videos, realized that at first it wasn't necessarily like, he still preferred being behind the camera for that stuff. And instead he just decided to start streaming, you know. So he could have, I think for him, he preferred the sort of the more free flow nature of like the stream side of things, as opposed to kind of the structure, sit in front of the camera and, you know, recite some lines kind of thing.
Totally. I get that.
So he kind of got into streaming for a bit, and then soon after streaming, we sort of, you know, we got another friend of ours, Paradise Central. We used to kind of just play games with him initially, and then, you know, he started getting to streaming, so him and 2.6 used to stream together, and then it kind of became like a natural thing where, because a lot of the stuff we just started doing was together, we kind of brought Paradise on board. So the very first year was more so like he was starting kind of streaming, doing stuff for us on the side, and then in more recent year, well, in I think, what was it, like last year or the year before? Like, yeah, about a year and a half ago, he kind of came on as like an official employee now. So, you know, now because Arekkz Gaming is, you know, it's funny because a lot of people, when they see like YouTubers, they kind of just think they're kids that work from their bedroom. But Arekkz Gaming
you got a business, baby.
Yeah, it's a business. It's a limited company, right?
Yeah,
so, you know, we have taxes, we have like VAT to pay, we have genuine payroll. So like Paradise is now on board as an official employee. You know, he gets a wage, he gets pension, gets all that stuff, right? And then when we came into about a year ago now, we brought on Terrence, who came on as a video editor, because that was coming at a time where we were juggling Destiny, Division, Monster Hunter, and Anthem was around the corner. So we were like, these are all service games. Yeah. And this was before anyone knew that Anthem was going to, you know, tank, basically. Yeah. So at the time, we were like, well, these games are all going to blow up. They're going to be really, really, you know, there's going to be a ton of work to try and sort of juggle them. I was like, we physically can't do all of this ourselves. So Terrence came on board initially to edit videos. And then in the process of doing that, he also started to do some streaming as well, kind of more sort of just like on the side. But then it got to the point where we kind of have this system where 2.6, Paradise, and Vestmore is Terrence, just as a different name. They all stream 3 or 4 times a week, but as a triple. So it's kind of like a really good sort of output, because it means that whenever we're streaming, it's not just like one stream. People can watch through a multi-stream. You can see different perspectives. And it was kind of the thing that we started to kind of push forward.
I imagine each week drawing up kind of like the work schedule for the rest of the team, and like, you know,
exactly
the boss in the office go, all right, guys, here's this week's schedule when you're ready.
I mean, basically, because every Monday we have like the team meeting.
Right.
And on Mondays we speak about everything we're doing. So we speak about the videos, we speak about the streams, we speak about any side projects we're doing, any like sponsor stuff we're doing. Basically covers like everything. So
in the streams, if you kind of all do streaming for the business ultimately, any kind of donations and subscriptions and everything, is it all kind of kitted into like the business, and then people are paid just, I guess, like a salary? And
exactly like that. Yeah, it happens for like every single person. So like everything that we do, whether that be videos, whether that be streams, whether that be sponsors, whether that be merchandise, all of that just goes into a business account, and then obviously from there that then handles payroll and taxes and everything we need to do. So
I love that you've made this a bit like this is a business, because I think we've had a bunch of brilliant YouTubers and influencers on the. I always find that weird thing though. Rather than saying YouTubers, you say influencers.
Yeah, it's such a weird word.
It's weird. And we had Ali A on the show who was saying that now everyone's referred to as streamers, even though they're not. They're just streamers. It's like okay, fine.
Yeah, apparently so.
Very weird. But the thing that has been quite consistent is that everyone's had like maybe 1 or 2 games that they focused on, but you're in this rare position where you have a company, but you also a multi-game channel as well, which is usually from experience quite a tough thing to keep going, because you're trying to cover so many games. But I guess when you've got all these different employees and people who work for the same business, you can kind of do that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, mate. I mean, it's like it's it would have been impossible without them. Because I mean, at one point we went up to 5 people as well. So earlier, at the beginning of this year, when Division 2 was coming out, we also brought on Taylor, who was our 5th employee. He basically used to cover Division exclusively on like his channel. He had like a smaller channel at the time, so we brought him on board for sort of like the best part of a year. Again, Division 2 sort of came out. It didn't necessarily sort of go exactly where it was going. Like,
I liked it, but it was pretty samey.
Yeah.
It didn't feel really that much different from the first one.
It definitely would. I think as games go, like it had, as live service games go, it probably had one of the cleanest launches.
Yeah.
But I often describe Division 2 as like a clinical game. It's very functionally complete, very clean, but it just didn't, I don't know, it was hard to place, but it didn't quite have the same soul as like the first one.
Yeah.
So it kind of didn't necessarily sort of like do as well. But I think in the process of like that year, sort of Taylor realized that while he was sort of, you know, enjoying everything he was doing, I think he realized that necessarily like full-time YouTube wasn't exactly what he wanted. So he's actually naturally moved on to work at Ubisoft, which actually worked out quite well.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we're back down to the 4 now. But yeah, in order to cover all this stuff, it's 100% a team effort, because while the typical weekly structure, like if it's an average week where there's nothing like crazy going on, then normally it'll be the 3 guys do their streams on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. I will then do most of the kind of day-to-day videos throughout the week. Wednesdays are normally like the day off from streams. That's when Terrence will do most of his videos if he needs to. Mm-hmm. If it's like a really busy week, then sometimes he'll have to do like a video edit in the morning before he streams. And if it's like a really busy week, like a launch, he might not stream that week so that he can spend more time on video. So he's kind of been more sort of like the adaptive one.
As is the community that you have around, I guess, quite a network.
Yeah.
As the community kind of is it quite diverse in the sense that some people are big fans of yours, some of 269, I think Paradise. So everyone's kind of together as enjoying everyone's content, or do you have certain fans for certain people?
So it kind of sort of depends. I mean, so now I think the streams have been a huge help. So one of the things that we struggled with initially, and I understand, you know, it's part of the fact that the channel is called Arekkz Gaming, even though all these people have been here, you know, and it's never been like we've never tried to hide anyone, but I think a lot of the time people just, they see the name and they're like, it's just one person, right? Because and I completely understand how you could kind of assume that. But I think the streams have been really good, because then 26, Paradise and Vestmore have all built up their own individual kind of communities. And although they're all part of the Arekkz Gaming community, I think that did a really, really good job of kind of really solidifying them as their own individual personalities. Because, yeah, totally. And that's why the way that we stream is that we want to kind of have them stream on their own channels. They're all under the Arekkz Gaming umbrella. So when we kind of work with companies, we can do it as a wide sort of umbrella thing. But they are also their own names.